Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. It is good to be back with you. Welcome to another episode of a Brown King production. I am Nathaniel Thomas Ford. It is good to be here. The last day of this month of January the 31st. We're getting ready to go into another month. Once again, for those of you who I haven't spoken to and greeted starting this year, Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing good. It is great to be here with you today. It's good to be able to do something that you're passionate about doing, and that is this podcast that I have been on this ride for a while. Um, it's been a minute, but it's good to be here with you today. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you are achieving your goals. I hope you're living your best life. I hope you are enjoying your family, yourself to the fullest, because that is what I have been doing. Yes, I kind of took a minute to step back and just live, just enjoy life. I'm not one of those individuals that live my life through social media. I love those quiet, sweet moments that are not recorded or picture taken. And that's what me and my husband moved back to the South for, to have those moments with our family, with ourselves. Everyone is doing good in my family, extended family, well as my friends and stuff. Everybody's doing good. But I will tell you one thing, 2024 is shaping up to be that year where when people are saying they're standing on business, that's the term we're using now, you're really seeing if they are. You are really being able to see people for what they really are. Those who are saying that they're by your side, that they're in your life, that they support you. I don't know if it's the energy, I don't know if it's the climate now, I don't know what it is, but all bullshit aside, you're able to see what you need to see. And those of you who get what I mean, you got me. And I love it. I love it. I'm one of those people. I don't put anything out there. I don't say anything that I don't believe in. And now these days, you're able to really see those who are those high vibrational individual. Those individuals that are coming from a good place, working from a good place, talking about a good place, making a good place happen. By the way, the music that you hear in the background, Miss Alexa is playing, is Whitney Houston. I do not own the rights to the music, but I do enjoy it. I do. She's one of those favorite artists of mine that I had the pleasure of not only being a fan to, but got to meet many occasions. When I was in the retail industry, working in Perimeter Mall in Atlanta, I got to know her as one of my clients. She was somebody that would come out of nowhere and just wouldn't ever tell me that she was coming, but whenever she needed something from me, she knew when to come. So it's great to be able to listen to her music now. I do miss her, like a lot of people do, but she was definitely a joy to get to know and be around. She was her own person. They were, you know how you would say things like, there would never be another such and such. There would never be another Whitney Houston in my book. She was rare, and she would keep it real. When I say keep it real, she was one of those people that's all she knew how to do was that. And if she was thinking it, she said it, and if she said it, you knew. So that's the music that you're hearing in the background. I just felt like hearing her voice today. And I'm glad that we have some amazing music artists that we can go back to and listen to whenever we need to feel that connection to them or feel that amazing talent that they were able to share with us. So that's the music that you're hearing in the background. But back to what I was saying, 2024 for me is really shaping up to be a really positive year, a really good year. There's been a lot of stuff that I've been working on, manifesting, praying, writing in my journal, writing on my vision board. That's something that I've done every day, every year. And I follow up on. And I'm one of those people, I love to be able to plan something, check it off as I'm able to get it, or if I don't finish it, roll it over to the next day, the next week, the next month. That's that operational manager in me, and project manager in me. I love being able to do that. I love being able to accomplish things. There's a lot that I can't share with you guys right now, but there's a lot of good stuff coming, and you're going to enjoy it. Just it's not just something for me. It's something that it can really help people grow and be shocked and amazed what they can do if they just take the time to plan it, um, achieve it, and go after it. I'm a product of that. I would not be who I am and where I am today if I did not take some chances. Um, Me and a girlfriend, we were talking today and we were just laughing. We were like, you know something? There are two types of people in this world. There's individuals who dream it, go out there fearlessly and make it happen, take all the punches and all that goes with it, and just make it happen. Then you got those individuals who just sit there and stand and wait, or watchers, or note takers, or as I call them, sideline cheerleaders, hater hoes. You got those individuals. And we were like, yeah, you know something? And me and her, those individuals that don't give a fuck about how we gonna do it, but if we gonna visualize it, manifest it, and go make it happen. So I encourage you, find out who you are, what you're able to do, what you want to do. But I would tell you right now, at where I am in my life, I am living out things that I did years ago. I did a lot of saving. I did a lot of going without, sacrificing. When everybody else was going to taking amazing trips and traveling and big vacations and parties and shopping sprees and all of that, I wasn't doing that because my mom made me promise her that I will always put me something up for a rainy day. And I still do that to this day. When everybody else sitting there thinking, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how Nate gonna make it. Don't worry about Nate, baby. Worry about you. Because I'm gonna put me something up for a rainy day. What I'm living on and harvesting right now are things that I put up years ago. And I thank God for that. I thank God that He has been able to keep me. I was smart enough to listen to my mom. No matter what was going on around me, when everybody else was doing what they needed, what they were living their best life, they thought, I was going without a lot of stuff. But to be able to do things now on things that I saved and held close to me, and people used me, and people, family and friends used me, and all of that stuff. And a lot of them are gone. Just not gone because I did anything, just gone because they did wrong. And we all know that wrong, whatever you put in the universe, especially when you touch someone that has a close relationship with God and you misuse them, there are some people in our lives that we can't just do anything to and think there's not going to be any repercussion. There are people in our lives that were planted and put there to help us, to teach us something, to work something through us. But when you use that person and hurt that person and break that person and damage that person, there's a price that you're going to have to pay before you leave this earth. I'm speaking to somebody. I'm not sure who it is, but I'm speaking to somebody. I'm just telling you what has happened in my life that I've seen to come to fruition. I've seen individuals that laughed at me when I was walking, that picked at me when I was getting on the public transportation bus, that when I had clothes that wasn't of the season, that wasn't eating at the fine restaurants like they were at the time. And to be where I am now, and those individuals, let me put it to you like this: the homes that they had built, the cars that they drove, those big dinners at those great restaurants that they were eating at, baby, they're not able to do that no more. They don't have those things. Life has a way of humbling you. Life has a way of putting you where you need to be. Life has a way of whatever is in you, whether it's good or bad, it's going to come out. I just learned and was taught at an early age, do what's right. It's hard, very difficult, very difficult. Every day I have to slay that man in me that want to be that want to just show up and show out, that want to shut the scene down, read everybody from A to Z, all of that. I had to put that man down on a daily basis. So I can be the person that when I look back 20 years from now, I'm proud of what I see and what I hear. I'm one of those individuals. I was taught to make your name, your presence mean something. If I say it's a no for me, it is a no for me. It's not going to change. When I tell you I'm supporting you, I am supporting you in whatever you're doing. When you come to me and you say, Nate, I just need a cheerleader, I'm going to rock with you until I can't rock with you anymore. I will rock with you until you stop rocking with yourself. Now, when you start believing that you can do it, I can't make you do it. I can only stand by the sideline and let you know that I got my pom-poms, I'm doing my high kick, my back flip, whatever I need to do to keep you going, I'm going to do that. But you have to be the category, your biggest supporter. Because if you wait for anyone else to be there and do that for you, baby, let me tell you something. You're going to be up on the bridge living. We have to be what we're looking for in this world. Like I said, I wanted my name to mean something. I want you to know, anyone that comes in my presence, I want them to know that you got the best of me, the very best. And if it was a bad day for me, you got the worst of me, but you got me. And I would tell anybody I'm not perfect. I love hard. I can be opinionated, but I've gotten there as I've gotten older. Keep your mouth closed. Everybody don't need to know what you think. I come here to say what I'm going to say to you guys. And if any one of you guys reaches out to me and asks me I need something or whatever, I'm going to be honest with you on what I can and what I will do. And I have gotten very comfortable saying no. Very comfortable. Took me a long time to get to this point because everybody don't need your help. But I've gotten good at showing people where to find the resources. Because I don't want you to come to me and always think that I'm going to be there to give you what you need. Because what I've learned is you are creating an environment where you are taking away their power to do anything. And I don't want to do that to anybody. All this that I have went through of 46 years of being on this earth, I had to figure a lot of that out on my own. I had to make a lot of bad mistakes. I had to make a lot of good mistakes. I had to learn. I had to do the work. And that's what we all got to do. I understand that you learning and me learning is at a different pace for all of us. It takes time. It takes that work that we have to do. It never stops. It never ceases. Yes, I'm a result of a lot of years of counseling. Yes, I'm a result of a lot of years of people who poured into me. I am a recipient of a lot of time spent by myself in those closed moments, not feeding all of my urges and desires. I learned to go without because that taught me strength from within. It taught me how I don't need all that. And I thank God that He did not give me everything I wanted. I thank God for that because I don't know where I would be if I had all that. There were things in my life that I thought I wanted and got to have and had to have, and I must do this, and it didn't work. It went for a minute and it fizzled out. I'm glad those things happened because it taught me a deeper meaning of self. It taught me that I don't need all of those things. I thought I had to have, when I was younger, the biggest bank account, the highest position, the finest things in life, the biggest house. You know, the house with the 2 levels and the 2-car garage and the white picket fence and, you know, the big bank account. I had to have all the designer stuff. And I learned when I got those things that they didn't make me happy. I wasn't happy. Actually, I felt down more having those things because what I've learned is those things could not give me that inner peace, that inner love, that self-validation, that self-love, self-awareness that I needed, that I have now. Those things kind of made it harder and took my relationship with God more and more separated. Because I thought, well, I did this. Well, God blessed me to have it and it's mine. all of my things. I mean, Tiffany boxes was just something. Tiffany jewelry was just something that was a part of me. You know, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, any other designers, I had them. Then I had the pleasure of working in retail and realizing that those brands really didn't do a lot for my people, if you get what I'm saying. Those brands really wasn't doing a lot to put people through school and help people when they're downtrodden and all that stuff. Those brands are just that, luxury brands. And as I got to spend more time with wealthy people, I learned that truly wealthy people don't talk about money. They're not wearing Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and whatnot, because let me tell you something. Those brands, when I worked with those brands, we were trying to get those individuals, i.e. when Whitney Houston was alive, to say, oh, I had Whitney Houston as a client. Whitney Houston wasn't going around buying all that stuff. We were trying to get Whitney Houston in that stuff so we could say, oh, I got Whitney Houston as a client. I got Whitney Houston in my Rolodex. Oh, I got Whitney Houston's cell phone number. Oh, she come through here such and such a time to get whatever she needs from me. That's how it was back then. And even still now in the industry, celebrity, well, I'm not even gonna say celebrity, truly wealthy people, like I said, they don't talk about their money. Dollars, wealth, it doesn't make noise. It's a brand, it's a status. They do more networking than anything. And their name is the most precious thing to them. Not about them trying to go in a restaurant and drop $1,000. That was like, okay. But for some of us, we define ourselves by being able to be in the VIP in the club. Child, that's not at the end of the day, that's not nothing to me. That means that I've been there, seen all of that stuff. That means nothing. It's about relationships. It's about connecting. It's about networking. It's about knowing those people well enough that when you need introduction, your name gets in rooms before you do. When you need advice on things, or someone to kind of let you know that you're kind of going in the right direction, and they sign off on it, or it gives you that thumbs up, it's powerful to me. I understand that if I wanted to have a life of whatever, I had to make it to be what it was. I had to make it. But sitting there worrying about things that I can accumulate and things that I can have was not it. Was not it, because I knew once I bought those things, once I got those things, they meant nothing. The value of them was dead. It's like buying a car. When you buy that car and roll off that dealership, brand new or used, it has appreciated in value. So if you value yourself by that car, baby, it has went from here to here. So you have to find new ways, things that really feed you, help you grow, help you be indispensable. You have to find that. And I have learned that whether you go to college to get that education or whether you go through the life education, whatever you have to do to make it work for yourself, you have to do that for you. I am not someone to tell somebody you need to go to school to do whatever. I know people who have went to school, have doctorate degrees. They have mastered the field that they're in, but when it comes to life and everything else, they don't know anything. So you have to define what you want yourself to be, who you want yourself to be. But for me and mine, I've learned keep it simple. Keep it simple. Like I said, I've been up here, I've been down here, I've been right here. I have just learned as long as I keep myself humble, I don't have to worry about anybody knocking me down. I don't have to worry about life knocking me down, because it's going to happen at some point. It's about the relationships that you make with the people that are in your life. That's the most important thing we can do for ourselves. And how are we helping those around us? How are we shaping their life? How are we adding to their life, or being an inspiration to, or motivating them to be and do things that they never thought they could do? As a leader, for me, it's always amazing to go into brand stores and see the staff and see the project and be able to take it for where it is right now to something they never thought it could be. And you're the tool that is being used throughout that process. And I will tell you something. I had to learn how to know how indispensable I am, how good I am at doing what I need to do. It's not being cocky. It's knowing your skill set and what you can and cannot do when you know you need to and when you don't need to do it. Now, as a project manager, I've learned that I don't have to do it all, but I have to know how to connect the dots, connect the individuals to do the things that need to be done and get this project done in X amount of time. God has allowed my gifts to make room for me that I never thought could imagine. And I will tell you this, I didn't learn all this in college. I didn't. I had to take what I knew my education was growing up in Alabama and going to college that I went. I made sure that I was a student and still a student of life and learning. If it's a new way of doing something, a black belt, a green belt, a new way of teaching and training and developing people through, let's say, working from home, if it is another spreadsheet, I love all of that, any of that, because all of those things helped sharpen my tools and made me somebody that when it came down to negotiate my salary, I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm gonna give you an example. I know a lot of us have talked about, and we see the color purple, Taraji P. Henson, Oprah Winfrey, and how Taraji broke down at what she was being paid. And I'm gonna say this, Taraji is a good actress in the field, in the genre that she's doing, what she's doing. I'm gonna give her flowers. She's good at what she's doing in the genre that she's doing. Listen to me now. Viola Davis. What Taraji is saying now, Viola Davis was saying that years ago. And to me, Viola Davis is one of the best actresses of our time. If you go back and look and listen, Denzel Washington said the same thing many years ago. They knew how the system was. They knew the color that they are, or that they carry. They know the type of training that they have had, but they still navigated themselves through that white society in Hollywood. Viola Davis, Denzel Washington. To me, when I could think of an actor, a black actor, an actor of color, to me, I put them up there. And they became the best at what they do in their field, in their genre. Taraji is in her field, in her genre, doing well. But I can't compare her to a Viola Davis. I'm saying that to say this. You have to know how to negotiate your salary. If you feel like you're not getting enough for what you need to do, let me give you an example myself. If I'm going up for a job, I know how much I need to make to keep everything that's going on in my household to run and be paid on time. I know how much I like to go out to dinner, spoil my dog, spoil my mom, all of that stuff. I have a budget for all of that. When I get an interview for a job or interview for a project, all of that is right here. So regardless of what the job description says and what the salary says or what the pay is going to be for me, and I know it's going to be contractual. There's a start and there's an end on my projects. If I take what they're giving me, I can't get mad at anybody about that. I can't get mad at the company for hiring me and paying me this lowball offer. I have to get mad at myself for not negotiating on my behalf so I will be able to get enough pay to do what I need to do. Not only my job, but to be able to take care of myself and be able to come in there the next day and do what I need to do. Because when you have lowballed yourself, you're going to think about all that and you're going to have your Taraji moment where you're being interviewed and you break down crying. To me, that's poor negotiation on her part of her manager and her agent and herself. Because you ain't gonna see Viola Davis breaking down crying that she ain't being paid enough. You're not gonna see Denzel Washington breaking down crying because he ain't being paid enough. Did they have to start off at the bottom and work their way up? Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to find people, entities, businesses, brand that are going to be able to give you what you want. Because if you don't, you're going to keep on getting those lowball offers. And if you're a 15 an hour kind of person, that's your business. If you're a $20 an hour kind of person, if you're a $50 or $100 an hour kind of person, that's your business. You negotiated that salary. You took that salary. You signed on for that job. No one else did. Well, I got family. I got responsibility. Yes, I understand that. We all do. But at the end of the day, you're the person that took that job. And if you don't like what you got paid, that's on you. You got to change that. It does not matter to me if you work at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Walgreens, Target, Amazon, Amazon, I said Amazon. If you work for yourself, the rate of pay that you take, that's on you. I cannot blame Oprah Winfrey for that, but what I can blame Oprah Winfrey for is she was the producer of that movie. Anybody that knows the entertainment business like I do, Oprah Winfrey was in part in those conversations, in those rooms, on those Zoom calls when they talked about budget and how much the budget, what Warner Brothers was going to say this project is going to be budgeted for. Let me give you an example. If Warner Brothers said the project is going to be budgeted for $2 billion, that's the overall budget of everything, $2 billion, Warner Brothers. Who are going to be your producer? Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey. I'm going to throw myself in there. Nathaniel Thomas Jr. Nathaniel Thomas Ford, excuse me. That was my old name. My new name, Ford. We're the producers. They told us, okay, the budget is going to be $2 billion. You three other producers. You need to get the actors. You need to get the setting, the location, all of that. And they would tell us how much it's going to be for what. And how much we're going to have, budget-wise, to use. Let's say they tell Oprah, as you being Oprah, the queen of media, you got 75% of the budget in your hand. Spielberg, well, excuse me, let me take that back. Let me set this up the right way. Steven Spielberg, you being a white man and being Steven Spielberg and having that Spielberg name, you gonna have 3/4 of the budget. Then Oprah Winfrey gonna come next. Then I'm gonna be the last one. It's the bigger name that's gonna get the biggest cut. And who's gonna give them that biggest return on investment? Once again, the budget is still $2 billion. Actors gotta be hired. Location gotta be picked. All of that gotta be done. Out of three of the producers, everybody got what they need to do. Everybody know what their budget is. Oprah was involved in those negotiations of those budgets for those said actors and actresses. So she, knowing, okay, we wanted Taraji, we wanted whomever, and what you hear in the background is somebody walking their dog that don't have control over them. And it's a young dog, I can tell all of that. So when it came down to hiring the actors and the actresses, Oprah had a part of that. So Taraji getting what she got. She was screened. All of them had to go in and do it. I call it an interview, but they had to go in and do the dance, the shucking and the driving to get the part. So she went in and did what she did. Her manager reached out to them. Her agent reached out, hey, you got the part, you got to go interview in front of Oprah, or Steven Spielberg, Oprah, and Nathaniel Thomas Ford for you possibly to get this role. She screen tested, whatever, discussed it, knew what the offer was going to be, what the role was going to entail, the character, what they needed from her, how much it was going to be. Let's say the role that she's going for, Sugar Avery, let's say that actress, whoever get it, landed, they're going to get $10 million. She interviewed. She was cast. She started to shoot and doing the work. She signed up for that role, for that what they was giving her. You can get mad at Oprah and The Color Purple, but you at the end of the day took on that role. You at the end of the day took that low ball offer. They wouldn't offer that to Viola Davis or Octavia Spencer. I'm just saying, you got what they offered you for what you can do, what type of actress you are. You can't get mad at them for giving you what they gave you. You got to get mad at yourself because you accepted that. Now, my big head self, knowing who I am and what I can do and what I can bring to it and how I can sell that project once it's done, I would have asked for a little bit more money. And if they said no, thank you. You got to understand, in Hollywood, as Cat Williams said, there's only about 3,000 scripts written a year. There's characters for all of that. Every role that's out there, majority of them, the person who ended up getting the job was not the first choice. Meaning many other people interviewed for the job, shucked and jived, and didn't get it. But the person who we see on screen ended up with the job. Not saying that they were the best person for the job, they're the one that got the role and took the money that they offered them. In hindsight, I would tell her, you need to negotiate. You need to get some people that can negotiate for you. You also need to cut back on your spending. Because what I've learned for entertainers that are in the business, they keep your money because they don't have a team of 30 people doing anything for them. They don't. There were times even Whitney Houston herself, I know, did her own makeup, did her own hair, because she was trying to save $1. And she felt at the moment could nobody represent her or show her better than she could. Now, did she do that her whole career? No, but there were times when she did. And she saved that $1. Because when you got to understand that entertainment industry, you may be the talent, but everybody else that you picked to work for you, them 30 people are going to get paid before you do. So at the end of the day, you ain't going to have squat. And if you think I'm lying, think about Toni Braxton. She had all those people, all those different gowns, all those wigs, and baby, what she got to show for it now? We need to learn the value of $1. We need to learn that no one can represent you better than you. And if you do find someone that can represent you better, let me give you an example of a manager that is strategic, smart, that he is a beast when it comes to negotiation. Vinny Medina, he's J-Lo manager. You know Jennifer Lopez is not the best singer in the world. Jennifer Lopez ain't no singer at all. But she knows how to fake it to get what she need to do. Benny Medina, I mean, when it comes to her contract, they are ironclad. And she gets her money. You're gonna see her crying because she feel like she not being paid. Once again, I'm not knocking Taraji P. Henson. It's a learning process for us all. I understand she's been in the industry for a long time, but I also will tell you this. She could have picked better work. She could have gotten better managers, representation for herself. And also, I will say this as a disclaimer. In Hollywood, managers have agencies that they worked for. Agents have agencies that they worked for. If the agency come in and say, Nathaniel, you got 15 actresses that are black, of color. I need you to put your concentration on the 5 that you have that are not of color. And we need to see them up on TV or up in the movies this year. So you have to stop what you're doing over here to get what Massa wants you to do and need you to do for you to be able to keep your role. Like I said, I know the business well enough to know that I know how to protect myself. When you give up purse power, your control, you give up your voice. You give up your voice. We can look around and see individuals that we know who are talented, very talented, but at the end of the day, they couldn't even bury themselves. I think about Red Fox. I think about Sammy Davis Jr. I think about James Brown. Huge talents. But when they left this earth, there was so much going on. Who gonna bury them? Fighting over their states and all of that stuff. Because we don't think about planning. We're scared of a lot of that. We don't want to be that MF or that bitch or that motherfucker or whatnot. But when it comes to my money, I don't give a darn what you call me. But what you're not gonna do is shortchange me and think I'm not gonna call you out on it. Because I tell you real quick, find you somewhere else to do it. I am not your person. I need this amount of money, and if you cannot give me that, I am not the person for that. Because I'm a firm believer you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. And I'm just as talented, just as amazing as any other person doing what I'm doing. And it is my choice to take that low ball offer or that medium offer or that high offer. But baby, you better learn how to negotiate up in between all of that. Because when you go to your bank, when you open up your phone app and look at your bank account, you can't get mad at nobody for what you see in that account. Because it's what you said you were worth. It's what you said you would do for that job or for that role. Like I said, we as people of color, we're scared to negotiate. We're scared to say, find you somebody else. Not me. Because if you want me to give you my all, my 40 hours a week, or whatever this project say I need to do, I think about stuff like that. I'm like, shh. And I break it down, how much I'm making an hour, how much I make a second, how much I make a minute. That's me. I'm petty like that. I break it all the way down. And I'm sitting here saying, I make this a minute. I make this an hour. I make this a day. I make this a week. I make this a month. I have to think about what I'm missing out on by what I'm making. Nobody else. You think Oprah Winfrey going to bed worrying about what Taraji P. Henson is making? Or what she should have took? No, she not. But I sure would have told Miss Oprah. I would have told everybody, yes, I tested for it. Yes, I interviewed for it. Yes, I shook and died for it. I didn't get the role because we couldn't get my money right. Because all that she don't did right now, Miss Taraji P. Henson, you don't think her career is over with at this point? Because she was ill prepared for what she was doing. And we can be our own biggest critic. We can self-sabotage stuff ourselves. I know I have in my life. I have. I've done that. I'm human enough to say I have. But I've learned from that. Whatever the lesson she needs to get out of that, I hope and pray she learns it. And she said that she spoke out, she did what she did because of the actresses that are there with her. Okay, well, and she wanted to be an example for them. Baby girl, you need to worry about you. And not fuck that situation up like you did. Because you totally did. That was a total fuck up. Have I gone and seen the movie, the musical? Because it's a musical. Y'all, if you didn't know, it's a musical. Color Purple is a movie, a musical. No, because to me, the one that I saw in 1984 with Whoopi Goldberg, I don't need to see anything else. And let's talk about Whoopi Goldberg. Stand-up comedian, years in the game. She learned how to negotiate her salary. She got people, if she does it as well as people who speak up for her handlers. When I say her handlers, her team. She ain't running around with no team of 30 people. Because Whoopi understand, I gotta pay all these people. They gotta get paid before I get paid. She learned that soon. Like I said, I hope Taraji, my sister, my queen, learned from what the mistake that she has made, because we've all made mistakes like that. I worked in a job where I knew I was the hardest worker. I knew I was doing my boss's job. Some kind of way I found out what my boss was making and what I was making. I got mad as hell. I was mad as hell. Yes, I was her assistant. And I found out what I was making. I said, oh, fuck that. This bitch gonna do everything. And I said that, not saying females, I'm just saying, in that moment, I was in my feeling. I said, oh, this bitch like do every damn thing over here. I ain't doing shit. I'm gonna sit here and look pretty and play dumb and let her think she managing me. Cause I be damn, she gonna be making what she making, and I'm running around here running this motherfucker. No sir. That taught me, Nathaniel, you ain't the first. You ain't in that position. Number two, you her assistant. What you need to do is sit back and learn everything from her. What she doing, what she not doing. So when you get in that said position, you know what to do. But like I said, I had to learn that lesson. We need to learn, family, we need to learn these lessons because it's happening in America right now. You got people going around saying, let's use Donald Trump as a good example. I don't like to bring his name up, but let's use him as a good example. Donald Trump said Trump towels were worth X amount of damn dollars. And the bitch was full to the top with occupancy. And it was performing in the green. And we find out you can't keep motherfuckers in there. The people that are in there are people you don't make deals with so you can control and watch and have shit on them. Then you said the bitch was worth X amount of dollars. Child, you don't expanded this shit up to the sky and back. And we find out the shit ain't even worth that. You said that Mar-a-Lago was appraised or worth this amount of dollars, all the way up here. We find out, child, that shit ain't worth shit. Nowhere knows close to what you said. The point I'm making is, you need to get some of that damn Donald Trump courage with your damn self. If you think you are worth $100 an hour, baby, you better be able to produce it. And you better be able to carry that shit for a whole year, because when that valuation comes up and they see that you're not performing at that $100,000 salary, they're gonna get your assistant and bump your ass up out the way. They give you $100,000, they can give your assistant 60, and they can do what you're doing, if not better. We need to learn the game and stop being so damn stupid and stop being in our motherfucking feelings about shit. Because I told you, once I found out what my boss was making, I was like, oh girl, congratulations. I would say, congratulations. But you about to motherfucking earn this salary. Because the only thing Nate gonna do is come in here wearing my all black, looking good, and I'm just gonna do just enough to get by. And when the higher ups came into the store that we worked in, and it was Bath and Body Works, I will tell you that. And the executive team seen who was doing the work and knew what everybody else was doing, their skill set, their performance issues, their review process, their numbers, all of that. And they sat there and promoted me on the spot to a higher management, to her position at a higher volume location, right there in front of her damn face. And you know what I told her? Girl, I love you. I thank you for everything you have shown me. You have done an outstanding